All right, all right, all right. We are doing some new things. Look this, all in my situation and stuff right now. What's up, guys? It is Tuesday, and I'm trying something new. Everybody out on YouTube, we are officially going to be going live. Everyone, everywhere else, welcome back. Tell me when if you're tuning in, hit replay. If you see this later, it is Eastern time, 7:40. I'm a little late this time around, but we're trying something new. So if you are seeing this, definitely comment where you from, where you tuning in from. How was your day? Was your day all right? Hope it was. It's Tuesday. I hope it's Tuesday for you as well. Over here on the East Coast for myself. So just let us know where you're tuning in from. And then if you see this later, hashtag replay. So we are gonna try a little something different on this Movacay page. We are gonna coin phrase this Movacay, the travel lounge on Tuesdays. So we're hanging out a little bit, trying something new. So we'll talk a little bit about travel, of course, right? We'll talk about different things that are coming out, like ships, different resorts that are coming out in 2026. What's happening travel news wise, which whew, that's a whole nother story right now, as things are going on. We'll talk about trips we have coming out with the groups and things like that. So this is a kickback. It is literally a kickback. So grab a seat, grab a drink, grab a snack, grab whatever you want, and let's just talk about it. So, hope everyone, like I said, is having a good day. And once again, hashtag replay if you are catching this later. We are going to be doing this most Tuesdays, 7:30 Eastern, God willing, right? And so that is the plan that we're gonna try to play with this a little bit on. All right, so 2026, Happy New Year to everybody and all the things. 2026 travel is already shaping up to be different. And not that it's not changing every year, right? But travel 2026 is going to be different. And how is it different? Okay, so let's think about it. First, we have travel taxes. There are some tourist taxes that are going up. Yes, of course, there's inflation, so you want to pay attention to that. So there's some travel taxes going up. And then the border. They're also having a border change. If you haven't heard about it, Google it. In Europe, where you can entry for travel into Europe, the border entry is changing. So that's something you want to pay attention to, especially if you're trying to do that. Yes, there's a lot going on in Venezuela right now affecting travel all over, right? This wasn't something that I was even planning to talk about, but it's happening, right? So all of the travel that is being affected by that. Another sidebar, another good reason to have travel protection. This is why we always say you need to have travel protection because anything can happen, anything can change things up. People can be delayed, whether it be holiday or a state of emergency that things are happening. Once again, you guys, hashtag replay if you see this later. Welcome to the travel lounge with Mo Vacay. Okay, and then we have some new flight patterns coming out. Like for international travel, they're starting to create some new flight patterns that will allow some places to go more direct. And there's just going to be more flight patterns that are available for people to use and utilize and things like that. So that's a plus on the travel side, in my opinion, right? Everybody, I like a good direct flight. If I don't have to connect, if I don't have to get off, boom, get me to my spot. That is something I love. And then there's been a big shift in wellness travel. And I can understand why. There's a lot going on in this world. And so people are now focusing way more on their mental health, right? So they're focusing on retreats. They're focusing on travel, spa type of retreats. Even if it's a community of people that want to work together and just have different type of yoga, things like that, meditation, or even have a person that leads meditation on a spa retreat. So now wellness travel is becoming much bigger than it ever was before, right? So that is something to definitely keep an eye out for in 2026. So these are just some quick shifts, right? And so a lot of people are also asking me what other change in how people are traveling. So, and I can speak for myself. I like to travel in groups, especially when I am not sure if I've been somewhere before or if I'm worried or I have like things that are happening now with the economy, and I'm like, "Ugh, I kinda wanna go with someone. I wanna be with someone just in case XYZ happens," right? So it's always a plus to maybe for some people to travel in groups. Now there's also people that are taking the complete opposite route and now doing solo travel. Why? Because they cannot wait for certain people that do not have the schedules and waiting for all the stars to align for the group chat to get out of the group chat and actually get on a trip or actually be able to connect with their siblings because this one gets off during this time and this one gets off during this time and this one has to wait until they get approved to get off. So a lot of people are taking that solo route and they may be taking it in an international way or they may be taking it in a domestic way, but it's something that they're choosing to do and they're choosing to pick up and go. A lot of people being intentional about, hey, I see a lot of the comments. And let me say what's up. A lot of people are being very intentional about the type of trips they're getting on, right? They're being intentional about, I haven't been here. I need to hit this bucket list. The bucket list trips are getting checked off. They're not doing the same if they've been to Mexico, they're not doing the same thing over and over and over again because they want to utilize the opportunity to now branch out of their horizons in a different way. So a lot of people are doing that more in 2026, which means they're saving their coins differently in 2026 too. And I'm saying that because a lot of people are starting to look into more travel financing and how can they book in advance, way further in advance. We're talking 2027, people talking 2028 already because they know it is going to be a cost because things do increase, but they want to be able to have that time to pay it off. They want to be able to work with their families so they can go and have a good time and not necessarily worry about, oh my goodness, I have this big bill, right? So they're planning in advance to have the vacation the intentional way that they want to have the vacation or the trip or the special moment, right? Whether it's a birthday milestone or anything like that. And so this is what makes travel look a little different, right? It may be more generational with families if it's a group, right? So we're all choosing this is the one trip we can all afford and we're taking grandma and everybody. And then there's also the other spectrum where they're like, you know what? It can only be two of us. If you wanna join us, you could join us, but it can only be 2 of us, right? So these are the things that are just popping up as normal questions as I'm just doing my normal, agent job and helping people go places and take care of protection and having their, trips, covered and all of these things. These are the normal questions people are accustomed to, even if they're going 1 to 2 years out. They wanna know, "If this happens 1 or 2 years from now, then what do I do? Am I covered now? If I start now, am I still good?" Right? So these are always good things to look at. Another thing, and I have like some of the questions that people ask me. I don't remember stuff, right? Sometimes people do, like I said, group versus solo becomes some people do group because solo can be a burnout, right? And they get tired because they have to do everything, right? If you have kids and they're toddlers, right? When you go with grandma, grandpa, and you can go with the whole crew, you can go to the spa. Yes, you can drop them if it's a cruise, you could drop them off at the kids club. We definitely know you could do that. But being able to have that community of people that you're traveling with or not even it doesn't have to be family. It can be just someone traveling for the same reasons that you are. That could be a wedding, that can be a family reunion, and so you all have something in common of while you're traveling, and now people are working with, "Oh, my kids are going to the water park. Let's go to the spa. I got them. They will go to the water park too." Right? So these are things that change solo travel from group travel. And I think one of the last thing, like, what is exciting? Right? What is exciting most about 2026? And I think personally, once again, it's the people that are choosing to make a decision and saying, I'm traveling. This is what I want. This is how I'm doing it. And it doesn't take how long it's going to take me to pay it off and I'm gonna look at my options, but this is what I'm doing. They're not just gonna settle for the same thing over and over because life is short. And so they're saying, let me take my kid, let me take my niece and my nephew, let me go on this trip that I didn't get to do as a child because you know what? It's time, right? And I'm going to do it a particular way. So that way I'm doing this trip the way I want to do it. right? And so that's what's becoming exciting to see. People are honestly, they're being very intentional about what they're doing. They're not just like, I think I'll just take this little trip to Vegas and I'll just take this some other day. No, this is exactly how they are operating when it comes to travel. And so, like I said, guys, this is the first day. This is a little kickstart just to get your feet wet, just so you can get used to my face and seeing me here on Tuesdays. We'll probably run between 15-30 minutes on a normal basis, but I definitely wanted to pop in so you can get used to seeing me. And we'll be on a good 2 or 3 platforms. I won't name them all out. So if you see me, you see me. You see me, you can see what's going on, right? But make sure you are tapped in. If you are not following, if you are not subscribed, we're going to be giving out some different information going forward, everything from packing information to trips that we have going out, and groups are already joined together and doing stuff, the holiday trips, the Valentine, Galentine's. Listen, it's coming up. So if you didn't make plans for your significant other, you gonna make sure you want to be on here the next couple Tuesdays to get your life in order. Maybe you can find something for that loved one, right? And so just join. This is gonna be lax, kick back. Sometimes I'll have some guests and stuff like that for you guys to kick with. But be comfortable, come as you are, respect the chat and enjoy, but feel free to always talk and join us on Tuesdays, 7:30 Eastern time for the Movacay Travel Lounge. Have a good one, guys. Bye.